Hello everyone and welcome to another high elo game of Age of Empires. Today, like Atreyu making his way through the swamp of sadness covered in mud, sweat, and tears, we too have made it through another work week and arrived at the glorious destination that is the weekend, so we can celebrate by sitting down to watch Capoch playing as the Mayans in red as he prepares to fight none other than Hera playing as the Bulgarians in blue. Now all the players heard their herdables explore their immediate surroundings and try to get their butts up to Feudal Age ASAP. Not a bad time for us, an opportunity for us to take a look at the Civ matchup that we are going to be watching today. Now, the Mayans are very much a civilization that pushes its players towards archer units. Their skirmishers can be upgraded to throw a second, albeit somewhat weaker projectile, and their foot archers, except for those very skirmishers I just mentioned, become progressively cheaper as the game goes on, all the way up to 30% cheaper in Imperial. This discount does help them mask their unique unit, the Plumed Archer, the fastest foot archer in the game, and one that comes with a small attack bonus against the infantry, which may or may not be a good, useful thing against the Bulgarians. But to support their ranged units against the enemy, Mayan walls, both palisade and stone, that includes their gates, by the way, are all 50% cheaper, so archers can stay safe behind a lot of these, and their eagle warriors can be upgraded to get a massive 40 extra HP. And to produce as large an army as possible, Mayan resources do last 15% longer than usual, and they do start the game with an extra villager underneath their town center, but 50 less food, which does help them reach Feudal Age, or can help them, I should say, reach Feudal Age a little bit faster, take advantage of those cheaper archer units a little bit quicker. But for those of you eagle-eyed viewers noticed, why the hell did Capoch research Loom right at the beginning instead of training a villager? Because the Mayans start with one extra villager for free on a random map like this. It means they do start the game housed, which means in order to avoid downtime, TC idle time, whatever the heck you want to call it on your TC, you research Loom immediately, get that house up, get the second house up, and then you can start training villagers. So these guys already coming with Loom. I doubt Hera's not research Loom at all at the moment. And so let's take a look at our Loomless Bulgarian in blue. First of all, before we do, congratulations, big congratulations to Hera for crushing the 3,000 Elo ceiling. I said it would happen. I am on record saying it would. Maybe happen a month or two after I thought it would, but it doesn't really matter. Man, what a journey. You have to remember, every time you lose a game at this kind of Elo, your Elo drops significantly. And every time you win, it goes up very, very, very small amounts. And so a huge risk to try to rush up to 3,000, and Hera crushing it. So congratulations to him for being the first player to crush 2,900 and then 3,000. We'll see what the next milestone is for our Bulgarian in blue. But for now, let's take a look at those very Bulgarians, what I would call a cost-cutting civilization. Their militia line upgrades are free of charge. Think how the Turks get scouts that become light cav that become hussars. The same exact thing for the Bulgarians, except with the militia line. So their militia, men-at-arms, etc., etc. Their blacksmith upgrades and their siege workshop upgrades cost 50% less food. Their blacksmiths work almost twice as fast as normal, and their town centers cost 50% less stone, which is fantastic because the Bulgarians can then focus their stone expenditure on their unique structure, the Krepost. Think of the Krepost as a mini castle similar to a Sicilian donjon, except it is more expensive, comes with more HP, a higher attack, and a lot more armor. And like a castle, does provide 20 population room, and like a castle, can only be built in the Castle Age. Now, once you've saved your resources, you can invest them in building a pretty tough Bulgarian army. Even though the Bulgarians don't get champions, they can upgrade their two-handed swordsmen to be incredibly tanky with a huge +5 melee armor boost, and they can turn their cavalry Japanese by upgrading them to attack 33% faster. This is fantastic news, by the way, for their unique unit, the Conic, a 2-for-1 unit that starts out as a tanky, powerful, flail-wielding cavalryman who transforms into a less tanky but still powerful infantry unit when he gets knocked off his horse. And I don't know if the right word is dies, because he doesn't really die, he just gets dehorsed. Although there is a bit of a death animation, and then you get to kill the unit again. He comes back to life, reanimated. And that is why it is a 2-for-1 unit. Starts out as a cavalry unit, then becomes an infantry unit. Hera, where has he gone? What has he seen? Ooh, look at that, skirting just the very edge of the Mayan base. And our Mayan, by the way, using that discount on the palisades to begin walling off quite a decent chunk of the map for himself. This is not bad at all. I see 2 piles of stone, 1 pile of gold, an extra pile of gold off to the left. So the only thing, only one of 5 original resource patches, just 1 patch of gold left outside. The rest very much under Mayan control and dominion. And Hera is now going to discover where that dominion borders as he shoves his scout right in. So let's take a look at the attack path between the 2 bases, because the way Capoch has walled this off doesn't leave a very big attack path between the 2 bases. Look how close these 2 bases are. And aside from a forward forest for our Bulgarian, it is a pretty damn open spot. That usual relic there in the center of the map. Hera's, by the way, is going to get a good amount of scouting. All of these villagers, as we saw, immediately get loom, and so they're not that big of a target anymore. I love that Capoch knows about the straggler tree. You cannot use this as part of your wall off. If you're not familiar with why not, your enemy can cut this down, put a palisade over it, delete that palisade, and then have an empty tile through which he can penetrate your wall off. So Capoch knows that, puts a palisade behind there, so even if Hera was to cut down that 1 palm tree, I'm going to refuse to call it a forest. I've said this in other games. I'm going to refuse to call this a forest. It's a tree. It's a palm tree. And thus ends my arboreal rant. So we've seen 1, 2, 3, 4 resources under command, under control of our Mayan, who is bringing a pet tiger, a lion into the base here for reasons unknown. Not too sure if he plans on fighting this or dying, or just if this was an accident altogether. But Hera's gold very much in the forward position here, and unlike our Mayan, he is not walling this off. Stone secure to the back, extra gold and stone to the top left, an extra patch of gold off to the right. I mean, eventually the lion will get the kill here, just because the spearman is not fighting back. House under attack. Ooh, already down. Houses do come with negative melee armor, both in Dark Age and in Feudal Age. And so our Mayan has to be a little bit careful, although bringing a spearman means that he is not under any kind of direct immediate threat here, and 1 villager should be enough to rebuild this house. At the same time, the interesting exploration of our Mayan continues, as the spearman and 1 more poke will go down to half of his HP. Now I'm starting to get a little worried for this spearman. Okay. Hera chewed away by 1 spearman over here. So a lot of spears out for our Mayan. He's also in feudal, which means his archers are 10% off. Okay, brings a friend. They have the high ground. The lion stands no chance, but look at the HP. 8 HP means that even 2 scouts shouldn't be too afraid to pounce. Unfortunately for Hera, there is 1 full health spearman here as well, which means he is not going to pounce. Let's take a look at what our Mayans got in archery range. Okay. I oversold that, got very excited. There's a barracks archery range. Does he have any way to leave his base? No. So he's gone full Howard Hughes, which means he has walled his base off entirely without any way of exiting. And so that's why he had to delete his own infrastructure in order to get that eagle out. Hera, for his part, says, wall-offs be damned. You want to stay safe behind your walls? Feel free, my friend. I'm just going to keep building up my settlement, and if you're not going to attack me because you're stuck behind your own walls, there's absolutely 0 reason for me to place down walls of my own. So I'm not going to invest the villager movement time, construction time, non-gathering of resource time. My villagers are just going to be working non-stop at building up my settlement. And we are 15 minutes into this game. Somebody kill something, aside from, of course, a not-so-cowardly lion who chased and chased and chased around the entire map. Villager runs away. Spearman catches up. Hera F's off. And now the attack here will stall out as well. So Eagle is scouting. Spearmen are keeping the forward infrastructure safe. Not that there's any real risk against 2 unupgraded scouts. This guy's being real annoying here. Just continuing to hang out in the back of the base. Double wall off for our mine. Ooh, he is either expecting to boom, which he can do with his primary and secondary gold under control here, or he is expecting some kind of major attack out of Hera. And Bulgarian hussars, by the way, which they do get hussars. Remember how I said in the intro, the Bulgarians can turn their cavalry Japanese? You know how the Japanese infantry automatically attack 33% faster? Well, the Bulgarians with the stirrups upgrade can make all of their melee cavalry attack 33% faster, and that includes their hussars. and that makes them super duper dangerous. And so I've said before, whenever you're playing against a Meso Civ, you need to wall off. It's not you want to wall off, you need to wall off your base against late game eagle rushes, which our Bulgarian doesn't seem to be too concerned about at all 18 minutes into the game. On the other hand, if you're ever playing against Hera, first of all, if you're ever playing against Hera, that means you have a pretty decent elo, or, you know, you've joined his community, which is awesome news. So number one, congratulations. But if you're playing him when he has access to a civilization with hussars that have any kind of special features, or even just any basic hussars, they could be Saracen hussars that just have all the standard upgrades. And here we go, finally losing that scout, but oh, it looks like a kill on the other side of the map. He does lose that forward spearman. Okay, so Hera dive bombed with 2 scouts. As I was about to say, Lion getting spit roasted here. If you're playing against Hera and he's got a civilization with hussars, basically, wall the hell in. Wall yourself in and make sure that you stay walled in. Make sure that when you're cutting your wood, you're jacking your wood, you don't jack it too hard and leave a gap. I like that Capoch is going after the rear forest first, means he is going to be absolutely safe. Both players, by the way, have pretty thick and juicy forests. I didn't even look at the forest location. In a bit of a triangle shape for red. Another spearman bites the dust here in the forward position. I like the use of spearmen, by the way. Their line of sight is not terrible. It's pretty good line of sight. Hera has 2 forests, one of them double-sized, extra large for his wood-cutting pleasure, and then another juicy one here on the left. And both players in the Castle Age, both players getting the, oh my goodness, Bosa and Bodkin. I saw Bodkin in my my brain and mouth derped out there. Archers are now 20% cheaper. And so how many archery ranges? 2 of them. Has Hera seen the second? He has not seen the second, but against the Mayans, you can kind of guess that you're going up against some kind of archer play, at least initially. And now back for more scouting is our Mayan with an eagle on the low ground. Ooh, run away, little eagle. Or I should say fly away. Hera takes the kill lead 3-1. Double wall off to the east. Not really sure why he stopped with the houses to the west. To the north, I think a double wall off, right? Yeah, there's a bit of palisades here. But again, Capoch has no way to leave his base unless he deletes his own infrastructure, which is exactly what he did here. And now he's going after the villagers. 1, 2 volley, 3 volleys is what it takes. Do I spy with my little eye a skirmisher in here as well? 2 skirmishers. Okay, Hera pops out his counter unit from the archery range, but there are a lot of Mayan units here. And when your opposing units are discounted, you need to get fantastic trades. So far, evening up the kill count is our Mayan with 3 more villager kills. Or rather, 3 villager kills, 4 villager kills, 5 villager kills, 6 villager kills, 7 villager kills. Pardon me, 8. I need to rewatch my Sesame Street to learn how to count again. Hera, by the way, says 8 villagers be damned. 1, 2, 3 town centers for me. Now 9 villagers, now 10 villagers, soon to be maybe 11 if he risks it underneath the TC here. At the same time, our Mayan with a very close by town center for that primary gold. So mission accomplished. Even if he loses this archer force, which wouldn't be great, but wouldn't be the worst loss in the world. So far, killing 10 villagers? Hera's now only down 2 vills. But 500 food down the toilet is not a bad get for our Mayan. These aren't exactly Hindustani villagers, but the crossbowmen, the skirmishers, they're not firing. Our Mayan does have ballistics, which explains why he got so many villager kills so easily, and some units are trying to run off the edge of the map. We've seen this happen in the quote-unquote definitive edition of this game. They definitively want to get the hell off the battlefield by jumping into the void. And let's see here. Another forward spearman takes on 2 villagers. Ballsy move for such a weak unit, and that's pretty much exactly what you expect to happen. 2 villagers in a TC. At the same time, using this opportunity is our Mayan to bring forth 4 villagers, a siege workshop, and now are they going to build a house? Siege workshop, I'm assuming a mangonel. Counter siege workshop up immediately for our Bulgarian. And man, does that food discount really, really... How do I put this? Mid-sentence, I realized my sentence didn't make sense. It's a really good discount. Actually, I think I can show you here, right? Yeah, look at that food cut in half. Cut in half. Siege Ram's 1,000 food. Now you pay 500. It is a very powerful discount. You think, oh, 50% off food. Who cares? It's Siege. It's blacksmith upgrades. No, 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 no. I've said it before. I don't understand why Siege Workshop upgrades cost food. I've been on the record saying that. I think they should cost a lot more wood. Or just wood, period. But then somebody pointed out, whether sarcastically or not, that you have to pay the artisans, the engineers, the builders, the factory workers who all pitch in to upgrade your mangonel into an onager. Hera has the kill lead, but he's lost 11 villagers. He's now down 5 vills. Our Mayan has added a third town center to the rear. Close to what? The stone? Yeah, close to the stone. Oh, yeah. Gee, I wonder what he wants to put up. Rhymes with hassle. And it's definitely going to be a hassle for our Bulgarian if there's a castle drop. Looks like he lost a bunch of skirmishers here to these mangonels. More and more mangoes popping out. 3 for our Mayan. Now this is an interesting situation. Hera placed down his siege workshop, but it's so damn close. And it's already at half HP. So we'll see when our Bulgarian decides to pop out those mangonels. Oh, I was going to say the timing is going to have to be immaculate. Oh my God. I mean, a huge W there for our Bulgarian, no? The entire Mayan army just melted in the blink of an eye. What the hell just happened there? That was a fantastic release. When you see flags up on any structure, your butt cheeks better be clenched. Your hackles better be raised. The hair on the back of your neck better be standing up. You better be on guard. And that's exactly why, with only 2 mangonels, Hera with the perfect pop-out timing kills not only the almost entire crossbow force initially, but then guns down the entire opposing mangonel force. And what looked like an incredibly powerful push, all of a sudden, has been neutered. And the castle, which was going to be in an incredibly forward position, believe you me, it was probably going to be somewhere here next to the primary gold. There's no choice now. You have to put it a little bit safer. Wow, with 2 mangonels. 2 mangonels, and game sense and timing is exactly what won the day there for blue. And now instead of the blue siege workshop falling, it is in fact the red, but blue's entering into a kill zone. Oh my God, the mangonel micro, he's got 1 HP on it. I'm trying not to hype cast, trying not to wake up my entire household, but I mean, come on, who micros a mangonel and saves it with 1 HP? Although maybe not for very long, as the plumed archer, the fastest foot archer in the game, and also one of the most fashionable foot archers in the game, pops out, guns down that 1 HP mangonel. Looks like the TC avenged the death of this one villager by killing a crossbowman. And what's happening here to the left side? A market, a university. Okay, so the red shark is circling, but it has encountered a blue counter unit. I don't know about this. No mangonels for either player means bye-bye crossbowman. I see something moving very slowly, a red dot, but I can't peel my eyes off the massacre that's about to happen here. They're going for the high ground. Hera walls them in, but they've made their last stand. They have decided this is where we die. And yeah, okay, buddy. First of all, if you're reinforcing with a mangonel down here, why are your crossbows not heading this way towards the mangonel? Why was Capoch moving his crossbows away from his own mangonel? This is something pro players do a lot that I just don't understand. Plumed archers have 2 very important things going for them when it comes to being an archer unit. Well, maybe 3. Number 1 is their speed. Number 2 is their HP. They are a chunky little unit. It's not your crossbowman with 35 HP. It's not your skirmisher with 35 HP. The base model, 50 HP. And then, of course, the +1 and then +2 attack bonus against infantry, which is pretty darn cool. But here they are, attacking, dispersing, running away, going after another mangonel. But that's something pro players do a lot that I really don't understand. If they have a mangonel coming to save the day, wouldn't you want to run your crossbows into the mangonel so that it actually has an opportunity to save the day? For now, double wall off here by our Bulgarian as a second castle. Finally, I think where he wanted to place it around generally where he wanted to place it, meaning laming the primary gold. And lame it, he does. All 7 patches are still up and running here. So let's see what's going on here. Plumed archers are dying to skirmishers to the left. Will single plumed archer, will he step his toe over the blue line? He does not. Skirmishers evading mangonel shots as they attack the plumed archers, who are evading skirmisher shots while they attack villagers. See who wins out here. Looks like that plumed archer is wreaking havoc to the north, but Hera bringing his villagers. Says, hey, you know what? You got something called minimum range, and I'm going to abuse that. Okay, skirmishers taking on villagers inside of TC. Castle is up. This plumed archer, I feel like he got 1 or more kills. Yeah. Town center, 1 kill as well. And another small band. Okay, so 35 minutes into the game, we're seeing a bunch of small scale attacks everywhere, whether by static defense / offense. Ooh, the knight got him. Or just by, you know, plumed archers being everywhere. Imperial Age for our Mayan. He's going to be way behind Hera. He's got a castle, which we know means he's going trebuchets, since he just hit Imperial Chemistry. Bracer for him. So his skirmishers, his castle, his anything that basically fires an arrow is going to be a little bit more powerful. Ooh, be careful, Mangonel, don't overstep. And to be fair, our Mayan has gobbled up the real center here. There's not a lot that our Bulgarian can do except expand to the north, where, to be fair, there is another patch of gold and stone, and he's already seen the stone. I can't imagine he hasn't. I was gonna say, I can't imagine he hasn't seen the gold, and of course he hasn't seen the gold. That is so sour. At some point he will discover it. Treb is out. 1, 2, 3, boom. We are in Imperial as well. Treb for you. Treb for you. So the Mayan's gonna start using his 2-to-1 castle advantage to start pumping out Trebs. Might want to knock this siege workshop down once and for all. This thing has been a thorn in his side for the last 15 or so minutes. And Capoch does not want to be repairing this castle. Probably wants to be spending his 700 plus stone on yet another castle. And Hera's army isn't that scary. A few skirmishers, 18 skirmishers is basically his entire army. Villagers moving very far off left field, because where the hell else are they gonna go? And the primary gold is still lame. This is 4,500 gold, 4,600 gold that is lamed right now. Our Bulgarian is under attack. But Capoch is up. Villager takes a little bit of arrow fire as she waddles her way forward. Looks like outposts for everybody. 3 Trebs to 3 Trebs. Eagles are on the menu as well now. Let's see it. Let's see El Dorado with the 100 HP Eagles. That would just be absolutely epic to see right now. Not too sure what the skirmishers think they're doing here. Probably body blocking for the Mangonel, but a bit of a disjointed attack means that that Mangonel died a long time ago. Hello, the cowardly trebuchet, ladies and gentlemen. But here come the Conics. If you're going Conics, castle down. That's so ridiculously sour. Bye-bye Trebs. If you're going Conics, you really need the stirrups upgrade. This is the slowest attacking melee cavalry unit in the game. Check out how slow they attack. 2.4 second delay compared to a knight, which is what, 1.8, 1.9, 1.8. So you really need the stirrup upgrade if you're going to go with this unit. Mayan castle is under attack. There's a lot of movement. What the hell are the plumed archers doing here? It looks like he got an entire wood line. Those villagers we saw moving west. Well, contrary to what that song says, go west, life is peaceful there. Not so peaceful for those villagers. Eagle enters into death territory. Will he have gotten the job done? No, the trebuchet misses, but I think it hit the Conic, who is now dismounted, dazed and confused, looking up, holding his little flail. Second Mayan castle down, but 884 stone for our red. War Machine means he can plop down a second one whenever he wants. He knows the town center is about to fall. He builds an emergency mining camp behind it. The plumes are here. This is where the battlefield is going to be, according to our Mayan. I don't see anything else anywhere else out on the map for either player except villagers gathering resources, but both players need an army here. There's stirrups. So now look at the attack speed from 2.4 to 1.8. But more importantly, look at the knight. from 1.8 to 1.35. This knight attacks faster than a Mangadai. Let that sink in. One of the beautiful things about the Mangadai is their ridiculous lightning fast attack. And this unit, a knight, attacks faster than that. Elite Eagles, Halberdiers. Our Mayan is building at least the groundwork for a very powerful infantry archer army. Elite Conics, though, are going to be facing them. So this is kind of where our Bulgarian gets a little screwed here, because the Halberdiers will counter the mounted Conics, and then when they fall, you've got the plumed archers that have attack bonuses against infantry, and if we ever get to see them elite, I believe jumps up to a +2 against infantry, which is why this unit is so badass against even Huskarls. Eagle dies. How the hell did that Eagle die with 8 Pierce Armor so quickly to the Krepost? Ooh, because it's fully upgraded with a 14 attack, that's why. Ooh, the red Trebs, by the way, they packed up first, which means they're going to get the first shots off. And let's see how this goes. Both players, decent-sized armies here. Eagles running around, trying to draw arrow fire. Plumed archers moved in. Meat shield for red is pushing back blue. Great engagement there for Capoch. But he loses a Treb too late. The villagers are brought forward. Okay, not too sure what killed that Treb, if it was the Halbs, the Eagle, or the Trebs themselves. Now Arbalesters are being mixed in. Remember, all of these archer units are 30% cheaper. Hera is not training anything other than siege upgrades, onager, and siege engineers. Where are his siege workshops? Okay. Oh, okay, yeah, that's a lot. Okay, so we're gonna get to see Hussars out of Hera, no doubt. 2 siege workshops, 3, pardon me, in a clump here to the back. And all that food that he saved, well, that's a whole bunch of Hussars that he can train. Does he have a light cavalry unit? I want to see how fast they attack. Eagles running around here rather. It looks like they're dying a lot more than they're killing. Hera would do well to get murder holes. I don't think those Eagles killed a single villager. Okay. They flew in, they swooped down, they went caw, and they killed absolutely nothing. And there is El Dorado. I think Capoch realizes, hey, my Eagles are dying a little bit too quickly. What the hell is this bullshit 60 HP business? Give me the good old 100 HP. Barracks over here. Okay, we'll see what that's for. That is a very, very distant proxy barracks. Attack rounds out of Hera, good, but not enough to kill the Eagles now that they've got 100 HP. And we've seen Hera and his attack rounds absolutely decimate entire armies. Let's see how that goes for him here. The castle is down. Both onagers should fall. Yeah, the second falls as well. The Trebs should fall. And all of a sudden, a very secure location for Hera becomes a very unsecure location as the Mayan just sweeps over this entire area. And there is no more static defense. There's just like a bunch of skirmishers. Hera literally has nothing but skirmishers and dismounted conics. Or pardon me, mounted conics, but they're over here. And this is what our Mayan wanted to do 28 minutes ago. Crack open the Bulgarian base like an otter cracking open a rock or a shell or a clam, whatever the hell those cute, adorable Instagram videos are. Will the Eagle finally get a kill here? No! These Eagles are just not being as deadly as they should be, but Hera now has siege onagers. Eagle should be able to get one, if not both here. No, don't turn around and fight the conic. Don't turn around and fight him. Go after the siege onager. He gets it. Will he get this one? No. Okay, well, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Looks like Hera attempted a charge to dislodge this castle, but that charge was met with a whole bunch of arrow fire. And Hera is in trouble. He's up to 158 villagers. That's a lot of villagers. His army count is down 23 compared to his opponent. And a third of his army is, pardon me, 2/3 of his army is trash. Light cavalry and skirmishers, but never discount the frickin' siege onager. That is a blink of an eye game-changing unit. And by the way, let's take a look at the attack speed of this unit. 1.5. Isn't that bonkers? Stirrups is such a powerful upgrade. Hera has one more castle. He needs to be trading trebuchets, otherwise he's got no way to even close anywhere near this red castle that's planted itself here. What's attacking here on the left? 2 eagles attacking the 2 buildings we saw go up earlier, and now the eagles are going to get a whole bunch of damage in addition to what the plumed archers and arbalesters got already. We'll keep an eye on that, but for now the attack is on its way here. 1 treb down, 2 trebs down, 3 trebs down. Onagers survived. Trading them out for a bunch of hussars is never bad. Attack speed 1.42. Such a crazy upgrade, Stirrups. Onager 7 kills. Of that, 0 friendly fire. Will he get these? I saw arson being researched a while back, so building attack +2 now. And farmlands have been depopulated, but Hera being pressed to the left expands to the upper right. Villagers have enough of the spies amongst them. I mean, this map is just being gobbled up. In yesterday's game between Survivalists and Bloodless, we saw the map getting split up and gobbled up. But man, oh man, this map certainly does look like it's about to suffer the same exact fate. Both players at basically 200 population. Hera just needs to finish training a few more units. Oh, he kills a whole bunch of his own units. Hera has... I don't want to say perfected because I feel like he's got a bunch of self kills here. Yeah, he's already up to 30% self kills. But he's created a very interesting siege onager strategy where he combines it with a trash unit and he just sacrifices his trash unit. He doesn't care. He moves it forward. Next time he attack, watch very closely at where these hussars are going to go. Oh, we've got another raid here. Speaking of hussars. But they can't really go south. We'll keep an eye on what's going on here. I really want to... Look at this. Again, the hussars move forward. They draw the army. They draw the fire while his onagers close in. They don't want to close in on the castle, though. Uh-oh, though. Oh, beautiful attack rounds. Okay, misses those attack rounds, but now the eagles are busy attacking the hussars. Frontal assault has stalled out. Looks like that side attack has stalled out with 1 surviving hussar in the middle of the red base. Okay, attack rounds missing right up until the very end. And then you see again, the hussars move forward. It's something that I think needs to be studied is players and their siege onager attacks. It's like monk play. I know Survivalist has a lot of videos on monks and how to properly micro them, etc. I feel like there are players whose onager play needs to be studied as well. 9 onagers, 28 kills, 5 of them friendly fire. Let's see what's going on around the map. Eagles have taken down a bit of infrastructure here on the left. Eagles are taking down a town center. Or not eagles, but halberdiers taking down a town center. And now that's it. Castle is no more. These onagers are free to move forward. Hussars are going to reinforce. And let's see. Oh, again. Just the use of these hussars. But to be fair, Hera did kill a few of his own onagers there. Rather, 1 of his own onagers. Now he's chasing this random treb in the middle of nowhere. It's an interesting playstyle. Again, every time he fires, he's firing into his own units where there are hussars. But the location of the firing... You see, he killed a bunch of his own units there. What's the friendly fire now? 71 kills, 11. I mean, that is an epic. That is 15% friendly fire, which is about as good as you're going to get in pro level games. 74 kills from these 8 onagers. But the eagles are moving forward. They're trying to sideswipe the onagers here, but they're getting distracted by a few hussars as well. Oh no, oh no, they're so clumped. They're so clumped. 93 kills, 96 kills, 17 of them self-owned, so about 20% now. But does he care? He is replenishing these hussars 15 at a time. They're going to try to go after the treb. They get one. Will they get a second? It's unpacking at the worst possible time, or backing at the worst possible time. But it survives. And Hera's base has been kind of broken into. His primary gold is getting mined by his enemy. The farmland to the east is completely empty. He's got a bunch of hussars here I'm assuming are fresh off killing those infantry units that we saw penetrating a little while ago. Luckily for Hera, his opponent is running into him with halberdiers. 8 onagers. They're up to 136 kills. 25 of them friendly fire, though. That is, again, about 20%. But you know what? If you sacrifice hussars for eagle warriors, you're going to win out every minute of the day. Another pancake. Another atrocious pancake. How many eagles died there? Oh, my God. I am trying not to shoutcast, but it is very hard. Monk moves in. Monk dies. 154 kills. 165 kills. And finally, he loses an onager. Holy moly. This is just an absolute battle of attrition right now. If Hera didn't have these onagers, it would probably be GG by now, but he has these onagers. They're down to only 3. 208 kills for these octuplets. Holy shit. But what the hell is this? Behind the battle, our Mayan has gone up to 28 barracks. What the actual hell? 28 barracks, he's only training 12 halberdiers? Okay, could have used that wood for halbs if you needed it, but he's got 2,000 wood in the bank. He's got to find a way to attack from multiple angles, or he's got to find a way to engage into these onagers, because every time he moves forward, he loses 7, 8, 10 units at a time. The hussars are now way too many in number, so that the meat shield is actually more powerful than your attack. Sacrifices one of his own onagers to get the kills here. I mean, Hera is playing with these onagers. what a shot from the Treb. He's playing with these onagers as if he's got all the gold in the world. He's only up 3 relics to 2. He's got 0 villagers on gold. Capoch has 23. So he just needs to outlast his opponent. By the way, we're an hour and 3 minutes into this game, and I have no clue who's winning. The score says Hera's ahead by about 2,000 points. So about 10%, 15% higher score. I don't know if I believe it. The infrastructure here for our Mayan is just absolutely bonkers. How many barracks? 33 barracks. 8 archery ranges. How many stables? 14 stables. And here we go. The more you can take down your opponent's army when you've got control of his gold, although it is slowly starting to get mined out. Oh my goodness. What an absolute bloodbath. And here we go. I don't know. Capoch is just not learning his lesson. There we go. Split him up. But when you split him up, you got to keep moving forward. That split was beautiful, but then he retreated backwards. Okay, he's going to plan a left, center, right attack of some kind here. Hera still training 13 hussars at a time. And still only training 12 halberdiers out of 33 barracks. What's the point of having 33 barracks? Halberdiers getting overwhelmed by the hussar numbers now. Hera has 45 army supply to 28. He's got 37 more villagers than his opponent. He is striking yet again on the left side. He is striking on the right side. We'll keep an eye on all of this action, but I'm really curious. What the hell will Capoch do to deal with these siege onagers? These 4 alone have 102 kills. Although, look at that. Now we're up to almost 20% friendly fire rate. And Capoch is training 5 units at a time. How is our Mayan broke? How the hell is our Mayan broke? He just lost control of his 2 relics. He's training a monk to go get them, but Hera's going to get them first unless the castle notices. Unless the castle notices. He does not notice. Or he's too busy going after. This is exactly why Hera shoved in a bunch of hussars at that exact moment, so that the castle would get distracted fire on those hussars and that monk could get away and under cover of not so much darkness, escape here with the relic. And this is what I'm talking about. You give Hera hussars. I don't care what kind of hussars. They could be missing all the upgrades. It's not good news. Now you're going to get raided to death. And whereas our Mayan had a very healthy villager kill lead a while ago, now it's kind of narrowing, 92 to 70. But the onagers have to be careful. Every time they fire, they do risk hitting their own units. Hera still has 17 hussars in training. These 33 barracks are training 2 halberdiers. Eagles again being targeted by Hera. He does not want them to close. And like I said, there's always with Hera, siege onager and another unit, generally the hussar or a light cavalry. There's always this very flowing, very left, right, center, mobile, flexible shield around his onagers. And that coupled together with his absolutely amazing attack round skills. Oh, I would hate to see him play as the Koreans. With their 1 minimum range, 10 maximum range. He's established himself here on the high ground. Oh, an eagle actually manages to close after about 5 hours. One onager goes down immediately. 138 kills for the 5, now 4 onagers. But neither player has trebs. Neither player has any way to deal with castles. And so as cool as this is, as much as he can take down infrastructure, oh, there's about 5,000 more barracks on this side. And yet again, Capoch is training 2 units out of all of his infrastructure. When Hera's meat shield extends a little bit too far, it runs into these halbs and dies. But when it stays close to the onagers, man, is there so much damage. I bet the Mayans at this point wish their monks got redemption. That is incredibly sour that they don't, which means those siege onagers basically are as safe as they can possibly be. Unlike these villagers in the center of the Mayan base who are about to get absolutely swamped to death. And Hera pulls back his army. The last thing he wants right now is to have to micro siege onagers and these hussars at the same time. Halberdiers move forward. They're going to crush these hussars whenever they can. Together with the town center. Okay, not terrible. Capoch still has the Vil kill lead. Unfortunately, he looks like he's pushing his halberdiers to the rear position to defend against these hussar raids. Hussars are not really going to find very much over here, to be honest. And now the rams are capped, and in 17 seconds they are going to be siege. And again, saving 500 food. Not that Hera is in any desperate need of food, with 3,000 of it in the bank. And again, sacrifices his own meat shield just to kill the units. Siege ram will fall, but not before taking off a good number of hit points from that castle. Hera focusing on the archery ranges. Probably at this point would be better to focus on the barracks. I don't think anything's come out of those archery ranges in about the last 10 minutes. Hussars hanging out, waiting for the orders. These halberdiers still gutting the eastern portion of the map, but Hera has completely expanded to the north beautifully. This is where eagle raids would come in very handy. If Capoch can somehow get together a group of eagles and start raiding, he could turn the tide here, because this forward momentum, there's really not much that Hera can do here if he loses this treb. Even the siege ram needs to close. The treb is the real problem here. To be fair, they're one of many problems. Okay, castle is going to fire on these villagers, the attackers of the villagers. But now the entire lumberjack line has been slaughtered. Hera's at 200 population. Capoch barely at 125. His castle looks like it's about to collapse with one more flaming ball. No, it's not chlamydia, it's chemistry that makes your balls aflame in Age of Empires. And what? I was about to say, what an absolute epic game. An hour and 14 minutes. Holy moly, there was a time very, very long ago in a galaxy far, far away where it looked like Capoch was about to crash the party, where he was about to absolutely wreck his opponent. The town center was down. The village, more importantly, the villagers were mostly dead. He had crushed into here. He had his castle up, and all of a sudden, Hera just, I don't know what the expression is, battens down the hatches, puts his head down, puts the pedal to the metal, and just holds and pushes out. And the Mayans, unfortunately, just didn't have an answer to these. The Siege Onagers, definitely the MVPs of this game. How many units? 121 kills, 20 friendly fire. So just under, what is that, 17, 18% friendly fire, which is not terrible. Not great, but not terrible. More stables. Let's, for shits and giggles, see how many stables are Bulgarian. 23 stables, 31 barracks. But what the hell is the point of 31 barracks if you are trading 12 units at a time? I don't understand. Our Mayan just seemed to not have the resources. He just was always short on resources after a while. I don't understand it. His villager count right up until the end was in the triple digits, but I guess that's not enough to sustain a trash army out of 31 barracks. That was pretty bonkers. But Hera, holy moly, what a hold. Twice the Mayan attacked into the same area. The Mayan, by the way, thiefed the entirety, 4,600 gold he took out of his opponent's mouth. Well, 4,500 if you don't count this 60 that's left over. But it was a lean Christmas in the Hera household that year when this gold was absolutely devoured by the Mayan. And mamma mia, somehow Hera, with 0 gold and just the never-ending perfect onager shots, managed to turn the tide around, turn the tide in the game. And I've said it before, these are blink of an eye game-changing units. And did you need more proof? Look at the kill count, almost 1,000 kills to 635. And at the end of the day, Hera does kill a bit more in terms of villagers, 95 to 92, after for a longest time being down in that regard. 550 halbs, almost 500 hussars, almost 200 eagles, 26 onagers. I wish I could click this unit and see how many kills the onagers got. But I mean, if these 4 alone had 121 and we saw like 150 plus on the other 8, we saw 208 on the other 8. Wow. I mean, what a game. PKPM right at the end for Capoch. PKPM right at the end, actually. 102.53, 107. So about 2 minutes apart. APM double for Hera. Wow. 289. Approaching redonkulous levels. And Arbalesters after a while. I mean, what the hell's the point of going Arbalesters if your opponent gone heavy on this Siege Onager play? And our Bulgarian just takes about 17,000 more resources. 1,800 gold from the relic. But look at this. He's down 10,000 gold. How the hell did he do it? Onagers, onagers, onagers for the freaking win. 500 or 600 extra stone here. Look at that. 33,000 more food for our Bulgarian. There's your Hussar transition. And about 5,000 more wood for our Mayan. So our Mayan did get 3 of the 4 resources, one of them the gold in. A huge W there for the gold, but look at the food. This is where that Bulgarian discount 50% off upgrades on in Siege Workshops really kicks in. You can really save 500 here, 750 there, 700 here. That pays for a lot of Hussars, and that is exactly what Hera did. Conversions not playing a role, raisings 58 to 40. Also, both players tearing into one another. But ultimately, what an absolute banger of a game. I'm not going to belabor this conclusion portion of the evening. You've stuck around this far, so I'm not going to keep you around for much longer. But holy moly, box art versus box art. And this was just an absolute epic game. But at the end of the day, Capoch had no way to deal with the Siege Onagers. And the Siege Onagers just kept slaughtering eagle after eagle after eagle. And then once the gaps were, once you have gaps in your base, then the Hussar rating starts. And again, these are Hussars that are lightning fast attack, 1.42 Mangadai level attack speed on these Hussars. So they will catch those villagers and they will kill them much quicker than any other Hussar. And with that villager kill, but more importantly, who's kidding who? With these badasses, it is Hera who is victorious. But GG truly in an absolute bloody game to both players.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.